If the public thinks that all the surprises behind the scenes of the first ride are over, they are deeply mistaken. Because after the production entered its final weeks, it was precisely **** the most sensational incident appeared ****, an incident that to this day is still talked about in the staff room, even touted as a moment that can never be repeated in the history of Cha Eun-woo's career. The in-house crew referred to one moment as Incident 29, and the reason it was named that way was because it happened on the 29th day of production. Surprisingly, no one wanted to explain the details to the media, as if the events were a big secret. But a staffer eventually leaked the true version. That day the shooting lasted from early morning until almost past midnight. The crew was already very tired, many began to lose focus. But Eun-woo is still fresh, even though he has been filming heavy scenes since noon. While doing a scene running after another character, suddenly the slippery floor of the set made a lighting staff slip. Almost fell towards the big lamp in a split second, and without a script, Cha Eun-woo instantly makes a reflex move, catching the staff before crashing into the heavy equipment. ***, all stops. ***, the lighting staff was shaking. If he falls, the injury can be fatal. What made the crew even more shocked was the staff's embarrassed expression. I guess he's just quick when it comes to acting. But actually his reflexes. Like a superhero. The director even immediately announced a long break. The day became known as Incident 29 because if it wasn't for Eun-woo, filming could have ended in tragedy. One of the crew members said. Eun-woo saved us not only through acting, but the life of a staff member. That day it dawned on us, she is not just a major star. He's Pilar's set. There is a small space that the crew calls the music kitchen, where they store recording instruments, sound effects, and music note patches. Usually the room is only used by technicians. One night during a break, 2 technicians heard a guitar sound from inside the room. They thought there were other staff on a whim. When they peep, what do they see? ***, Cha Eun-woo sits alone playing a slow ballad song. ***, no camera and no dramatic lighting. There is no script, just him and the music. According to the staff who heard from outside, the voice sounded very soft, as if Eun-woo was conveying the contents of the heart that he had never said to the public. When one part of the song stopped, he heard a long sigh, then said very softly, I wish I could do better. Keep getting better. The crew who heard that immediately fell silent. They said that moment became the first point where they realized that behind all the success and perfect visuals, Eun-woo was still putting huge pressure on herself. The technician who heard that finally said, I walked out of the room and yelled, oh, just heard him sing live 15 seconds. I immediately forgot all the stress of work. The incident eventually went viral among the internal crew as ***, the Midnight Serenade. Although ***, the first ride *** is full of intense and emo-heavy scenes, that doesn't mean there aren't funny moments. In fact, there is a blooper that has not aired until now because the crew is afraid of ruining the image of Eun-woo's character cool and a serious scene. Eun-woo's character has to open the car door dramatically while saying heavy dialogue ***, you won't be able to run from me anymore. The scene begins. Camera roll. Everybody shut up. Eun-woo took a breath, grabbed the car door handle, and in a moment he had to come out with a cold and sharp aura. ***, the door is locked. ***, it pulls again, still can't. He looked at the director from behind the glass. The crew laughed. Eun-woo tries once more with a super serious face. I can't either. Finally he opened the glass a little and said, the door is cranky. As soon as the glass closed again, the whole crew burst out laughing. The director said, if this is released to the public, fans could faint. Not because of the visuals, but because of the unexpected cuteness. The crew named the moment as ***, the door incident. There is one scene in the first ride that is touted as the eye contact scene. The scene is simple. The camera does an extreme close-up to Eun-woo's face as the main character realizes a bitter truth. There is no dialogue and no music, just a look. When the scene entered the editing room, the lead editor, who had worked in the industry for 17 years, fell silent. He replayed the scene 3 times in a row. Then he called 2 other editors. The second editor watched the scene, then said involuntarily ***, oh my god. The third editor came in, watched, then said ***. This is the most devastating look I've ever seen from a young actor. The director went down to the editing room just to see what happened. As he watched the scene, he just stood still for a few seconds and said ***, do not touch anything. Leave him like this. There is no color grading and no visual retouch. There is no edit. It became the only scene that was left 100% raw, as everyone felt Eun-woo's emotions in that moment were too genuine to touch and the internal of the crew. The scene was dubbed ****, the look that stops time. In the days approaching the production finale, an incident made the crew feel Cha Eun-woo was completely immersed in his character. 1 a.m. 2 cleaning crews walked into the set to clean up. They were surprised when they saw a figure sitting at the end of a dark room. The figure is stationary, motionless. The set used at that time was Eun-woo's character room as a child, full of emotional nuances. When the crew approached, and the lights are on, ****, it's Cha Eun-woo. ***, he sat in a small chair, holding his childhood character props, staring at the floor. One of the crew asked slowly, "Eun-woo, you haven't come home yet?" Eun-woo smiled very little and said, "I just want to feel this space one last time before the set is dismantled." The crew was silent. No one dared to cut that moment. A few minutes later, Eun-woo gets up, bows politely to them and leaves. The next day the whole crew heard about the incident. The director said, "He's not just playing a character. He lives in that character's head." One of the sound staff's most shocking moments occurred when installing a boom mic for a mute scene. In that scene, Eun-woo just needs to look at the other characters from afar. There is no dialogue and no sound effects. But when the sound staff checked the recording, they heard something. Very slowly, almost like a doubtful sigh. A breath that sounds ha. But this is not an ordinary breath. There were strains, wounds, and dilemmas felt from the way he breathed. Something only actors with extreme emotional control can do. The sound engineer said, "Did he train even how to breathe for this scene?" The director replied, "No, that's natural. And that's gold." Finally, the breath is kept in the scene, making it more intense and realistic. The director wanted to test the player's focusing ability in a scene where Eun-woo had to show a vague expression, as if hiding something. They want genuine reactions from opposing players, so the director secretly said to Eun-woo ***, try to create an expression that is not in the script. The scene begins. Other players conduct dialogues. When the camera panned Eun-woo, the gaze turns cold, sharp, but for some reason also sad. The player loses focus, forget the dialogue. His mouth is open, the crew was stunned. The director laughed while covering his face. "The cut?" announced the opposing player said. "Oh my god, you made me forget who I am." Eun-woo just smiled shyly and said, "Sorry, I was just improvising." The scene was eventually worn because the original reactions of other players looked realistic. A scene in the middle of the play is initially only a small part, without much dialogue, just a transition. But when Eun-woo performs the scene, the entire crew falls silent. He added small gestures, trembling fingers, twitching eyetails, and a faint smile that was clearly full of wounds. The scriptwriter, who happened to be on site, immediately said "No, this scene should be a turning point." He made it too good to pass up. That same night, they rewrote the screenplay. Scenes that used to be ordinary are now important scenes that determine the direction of the story. It became evident that Eun-woo's acting was able to change the structure of the story. There was one legendary moment that drove the editors almost crazy. While filming the scene of waiting for the bus, the camera captured Eun-woo smiling very thinly, only for about 0.3 seconds when another character said someone's name. The smile is not scripted.